afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Another cloudy day out there, Susan.
That's right. Good thing in the bunker you have big windows.
Yes,
that helps on a gray day.
It certainly does. We'll get to the weather in just a minute, but first, here's what's making news today. Wisconsin's prison population is at a record low. Experts say it's more than just the pandemic keeping cells empty.
Dane County officials are taking new steps to help businesses keep the doors open. We'll tell you how much money small businesses could receive.
And President Biden wants 200 million COVID-19 vaccines administered by his 100th day in office, doubling his original goal reached just days ago. Speaking of the clouds, let's take a look outside. This kind of sums it up. But sunshine returns tomorrow. That's the good news. Here's Austin with your first look at the forecast.
That's probably the best news that we actually have coming up here, because the sunshine will be back. It's been cloudy for quite some time for most of this work week, but we will bring back some sunshine for tomorrow. But first, we even have some freezing rain potential later on tonight. So if you are traveling in the late night hours or very early morning hours tomorrow, just take it slow if the ground does look wet, just to play it safe. And then Saturday is going to bring that next round of rain showers as well. Taking a look at our current Doppler track, however, it does show some lighter showers currently trying to make their way through in the afternoon hours as expected, but be prepared for that. You may need that umbrella here over these next few hours, as even a few more showers are going to make their way up into the area. Doppler track, as we zoom out, you can see that this isn't really a massive system moving through our area specifically, so we're not going to see a ton of overall rainfall, just garden variety lighter showers. And our wind speeds aren't as strong as what they have been either, generally between around 5 and 15 miles per hour. That's a welcome break compared to what we have seen as of late. Taking a peek at our day planner, however, for tonight and tomorrow morning, you can see that heavy cloud cover, but then we break away from that, starting to see some sunshine in the early morning hours for tomorrow. It is going to be a pretty nice day tomorrow with a high of around 51. And a quick peek of what we're seeing with our current traffic. It does look like overall we are pretty good to go. Not any major slowdowns right now, but we are going to keep you updated here throughout this 4 p.m. broadcast.
All right, we'll check back, Austin. Thank you. Topping the news today, there are fewer people behind bars in Wisconsin right now than we've seen in a long time. That's according to a new report, a nonpartisan report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum.
Our Naomi Coles joins us from outside the Dane County Jail to explain some of the reasons why. Naomi?
This population drop is across the board, and it's the lowest it's been in at least 2 decades. And that's not just in Wisconsin state prisons, it's also in Wisconsin's county jails. Now, obviously, the pandemic is a big driver of this, but it's not the only one. Pre-pandemic drives to reduce our incarcerated population is part of the drop. But still, some of it is temporary and due to a combination of efforts to keep people out of jails and prisons while COVID continues to be a threat inside. One factor, delayed intakes from county jails, is already changing.
Starting in February, we started increasing again the number of intakes from county jails, and we've been slowly increasing it every week since the start of February. And we're at a point now, a level we think that we're going to be able to maintain through the course of the pandemic.
In state prisons, the population dropped by more than 15% between February 2020 and 2021. The drop in county jails of 35% happened almost entirely between February and April last year during the early stages of the pandemic. It's crept back up since, but it remains at a historic low. I'll be sharing more details about that population drop later tonight at 5 o'clock and more details from that report.
We will see you at 5. Naomi, thank you. Switching to coronavirus now, Wisconsin's 7-day average of cases continues to tick up after weeks of decline. State health officials reported 537 new cases this afternoon, and 2 more people have died. Almost 16% of the state is fully vaccinated or completed their vaccine series. That's more than 917,000 people. More than 27% of the state has had at least 1 dose.
President Biden has announced an updated goal to administer 200 million COVID-19 vaccinations in his first 100 days in office. The development came as total U.S. coronavirus cases surpassed the 30 million mark. The state of Michigan has the second highest COVID-19 case rate per capita in the U.S. and will allow all residents age 16 and up to get a shot beginning April 5th. Come Monday in Florida, the age of eligibility for the vaccine will be reduced from 50 to 40, with younger residents not far behind. As COVID-19 vaccine supplies increase, community leaders in Los Angeles came together today to let residents know they can get the COVID vaccine regardless of immigration status.
If we're going to get out of this pandemic, we need to come together as a community and vaccinate everyone.
The move comes after some Rite Aid pharmacists refused to vaccinate two undocumented women in Orange County, saying they needed Social Security numbers to get the vaccine. Rite Aid has apologized for denying the shots. In New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio announced plans for a vaccination site for theater workers in an effort to reopen Broadway this fall. Even as we start to reopen, some small businesses are still in danger of closure for good.
And that's why another round of help from Dane County could be a boost to area store owners, the boost they need to get by a little longer. Brady Mallory updates us on the effort to keep local favorites in business. Brady?
$15 million sounds like a lot of money. Well, it is, but it's also priceless for small business owners who need some help as the pandemic continues. Dane County is infusing another $15 million into the Small Business Pandemic Relief Fund. It's a partnership with Dane Buy Local. The money is part of the latest federal COVID relief package. This is the third series of grants. You'll remember the county gave $800,000 to businesses back when the pandemic started about a year ago. It followed with another $10 million. Colin Murray with Dane Buy Local says the gratitude and reaction are worth a lot.
I've had grown men and women crying on the, literally crying on the phone when they find out this information, because it's saving their business. You know, they've got their heart and soul into the efforts of their local business here in Dane County, and they're watching it disappear, and it's not their fault.
Dane County has directed about $30 million toward local businesses. Murray hopes business owners can apply for the newest round of money next month. Once again, we can't begin to describe the reaction from local business owners. So we'll show you. We'll introduce you to one of them on News 3 Now at 6.
Looking forward to that, Brady. Thank you. Public Health Madison Dane County says restrictions could be loosened if things continue to go in the right direction. The county's 2-week average of new COVID cases is down and hospitalizations are steady.
Any opportunity that we see to either open up our restrictions or restrict them if need be, we take that opportunity, and we have a process that allows us to continually do that.
Right now, restaurants can provide service up to 50% capacity, and taverns can open up to 25% capacity with safety requirements. Almost 20% of Dane County residents are fully vaccinated. That's about 107,000 people. More than 33% of residents have had at least one dose.
We are seeing a slight increase, and you know, we're going to be more responsive as the health department in terms of our concern level. But right now, I don't think it's something to be worried about for the general public. It's not an indicator that we're going to be moving back to phase 1 of our reopening plan. It's simply an uptick that we want to make sure that we're monitoring.
That's Rock County public health officials saying it would take a serious increase in COVID-19 cases to go back to tighter restrictions. Right now, Rock County has a little more than 150 active cases with 4 people in the hospital. A little more than 15% of the county is fully vaccinated. President Biden held his first news conference since taking office, covering tough topics from the southern border to foreign policy to policy disputes with North Korea. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
From the East Room of the White House, President Biden touted progress in the federal response against the coronavirus.
Today I'm setting a second goal, and that is we will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots.
But he faced tough questions about what many call a growing crisis on the southern border. The surge of unaccompanied children arriving this month is expected to reach historic levels.
If an unaccompanied child ends up at the border, we're just going to let him starve to death and stay on the other side. I'm not going to do it.
The president has called on Congress to act in the wake of 2 mass shootings in less than a week. During the news conference, he was also pressed on calls to abolish the filibuster in an evenly divided Senate.
Let's deal with the abuse first. I want to get things done. I want to get them done consistent with what we promised the American people.
On the foreign policy front, the president is facing growing tensions as North Korea has resumed its missile tests. A U.S. official says the country test-fired what appeared to be 2 short-range ballistic missiles into the Sea of Japan Thursday.
If they choose to escalate, we will respond accordingly. But I'm also prepared for some form of diplomacy.
While President Biden said it's too soon to plan for 2024, he announced that he expects to run for re-election with Vice President Kamala Harris as his running mate. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And during today's news conference, the president said that his next major initiative is infrastructure. He vowed to lay out his plans when he travels soon to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The 21-year-old man suspected of shooting and killing 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, made his first appearance in court this morning. 21-year-old Ahmed Al-Aliwi Alisa is being held on suspicion of 10 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. Most Colorado court proceedings have been over video during the pandemic, but Alisa was ordered to appear in person with his court-appointed attorney.
Our position is that we cannot do anything until we are able to fully assess Mr. Alisa's mental illness.
Alisa was last seen handcuffed and being led out of the King Soopers supermarket, where police say he opened fire with an assault-style weapon. Outside the courthouse last night, over 500 people gathered to mourn the victims, including Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who was first to arrive on the scene. Many lined the streets as his body was taken to a funeral home.
Well, right now it's an image that's going viral, but the story behind the picture is creating some serious issues for businesses around the world. A 224-ton container ship, nearly as long as the Empire State Building is tall, lodged sideways in the Suez Canal. It's forcing a major traffic jam in one of the world's most critical waterways. The Suez Canal's strategic location is a major trade route between Africa, Asia, and Europe. More than $3 billion worth of cargo pass through this Egyptian channel every day. But today, ships carrying everything from medical equipment, oil, and food can't get through. The pandemic is already to blame for a weakened trade. The chaos started Tuesday when the 1,300-foot Panama-flagged ship, the Ever Given, ran aground. Now, crews on smaller tugboats are trying to free the vessel. That is a mess.
That's a jam. I think you're having a bad day.
Yes, a literal traffic jam. Well, still to come at 4, you've heard of trash talk, but how about trash love?
For the love of trash, that story is coming up when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus, get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $499. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $899, tax included. Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Joe knows that harnessing renewable energy today like we're doing leads to a healthier planet tomorrow.
Joe fights for fair wages for working families because he comes from one.
Joe Parisi apoya programas que mantienen a adultos de edad avanzada libres de caídas y seguros en casa.
Thank you, Joe, for all you do for all of us workers.
Gracias, Joe, por considerar a personas de todas las edades.
Thank you, Joe, for believing there's a better, cleaner way to power the county.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy. I switched for more room.
I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $2,250 cash allowance on most all-new 2021 Trailblazer models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,000 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $499. Plus, get 4 years free financing with Queen Pillow Top just $349. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Well, check out this video. Police in Wausau had to wrangle a deer that had run through a window at a local nursing home and had gotten stuck inside the facility.
Wausau police posted the body camera video on their Facebook page. The doe had a couple of small cuts from the broken glass, but was generally okay. And luckily, officers were able to successfully get her back to her natural habitat without any further harm. Glad that one had a happy ending. Well, next Tuesday is National Doctors Day.
It's a time set aside to appreciate our medical workers, and this year there is more appreciation than anyone can remember. It was a moment for gratitude and relief, a dramatic change from a year ago when New York's Elmhurst Hospital was called the epicenter of the epicenter, ground zero in the fight against COVID-19. During the peak, first responders gathered outside to salute medical workers after the hospital reported the unthinkable loss of 13 COVID patients in one day.
No one that went through COVID is the same as they were a year ago. And anyone that says, I'm okay, I'm good, I put it behind me, is lying to themselves.
A new report from the Department of Health and Human Services found at the end of February, healthcare workers were still working long hours with a shortage of supplies. They described being physically and mentally exhausted, some of them experiencing PTSD. Doctors say the best way to honor medical workers is to stay healthy by continuing to wear masks and get vaccinated.
The airline industry looks to be rebounding with passengers. The TSA says it screened more than 1 million people for 2 straight weeks, but numbers are still down from pre-pandemic levels. Yesterday, more than 1.1 million people flew. That's only 54% of those who traveled on the same day in 2019. The industry group Airlines for America says planes are about 71% full on average. At the lowest point during the pandemic, only 1 in every 10 seats were occupied. This recent spike could be attributed to spring break, and that's causing some concern among health officials who have been discouraging people from traveling, even those who have already been vaccinated.
Stocks shook off early losses to close in the positive territory. The Dow Industrials was up almost 200 points, ending the day at 32,819. The NASDAQ added 15, and the S&P 500 gained 20. Well, it's a simple idea. Picking up garbage in your neighborhood.
But one man has turned lending a helping hand in his community into a viral phenomenon watched by tens of thousands across the world. Michael George introduces us to the man behind Trash Love.
Oh, good morning, good morning.
It's great to pick up trash.
Steve Shimshick may seem like he's talking to himself.
And we are live.
But he's actually talking to thousands of fans who tune in every morning just to watch him pick up garbage.
So how is everybody doing?
Steve is a 27-year-old musician from New Brunswick, New Jersey. A few months ago, he started live streaming his neighborhood trash cleanups on Reddit. Who would have guessed within weeks he'd have more than 12,000 followers?
Why does this connect with people so much?
I think there are a couple reasons. One, there's this sense of community on the streams, and there's that sense of connectedness that I think a lot of people have been missing in the pandemic.
He calls it trash love, but the trash isn't the star. It's Steve and the positivity he spreads every morning.
First of all, congratulations on the new job to Amy. Amy, this piece goes out to you.
But then something unexpected happened. Viewers started doing their own trash cleanup walks. And not just in the U.S. Steve's small act has now gone global.
In Munich, Germany, Shifa El Metnawi was inspired to clean up her neighborhood, and she has her own audience of 2,000 viewers.
It wasn't just about picking up trash, but also picking up spirits. I've made lots of friends all over the world.
And Steve doesn't just talk to people, he listens, inviting followers to relay what's happening in their lives.
I hope your surgery goes well. Thank you so much for sharing.
Proving that one man's trash...
It's not maybe the largest problem in my city, but it's something that I can do slowly, get out there and feel like I'm helping in some way.
...can be a neighborhood treasure. Michael George, CBS News, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Fly me to the moon.
He's got a pretty good voice, too. If you're inspired by Steve, he encourages anyone interested to call your city or county park.
Yeah, just ask for ways to help clean up in your own neighborhood. What a great idea. Well, still to come at 4, how is Wisconsin doing in the race to vaccinate everyone?
We'll get the answer to that, and we'll have other vaccine updates. That's coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of comedy and drama, beginning with Young Sheldon, Be Positive, Mom, and Bob Hart's Abishola, followed by the thriller Clarice. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need. And we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant, or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Want to brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Let's say your car needs a new part, like an alternator. You could get just the one part at the typical auto parts store. Or for the same money at rockauto.com, get the alternator plus the belt and tensioner kit you'll need to do the repair right and have money left over to buy lunch. Since 1999, rockauto.com has provided reliably low prices, easy-to-use website, huge selection of parts, and fast shipping.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
With Visible, you get unlimited data for as little as $25 a month. But when you bring a friend, you get a month for $5. So I'm bringing everyone within 12 degrees of me. Damn. 12 months of $5 wireless. Visible, wireless that gets better with friends.
There are endless ways to see the world. But when it comes to actually getting there and experiencing every soul-changing corner of it, there's only one. The Jeep Cherokee.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models.
A great night's sleep starts with a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Shop the new Tempur-Breeze with next-generation cooling technology. You'll sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Right now, you can save $300 on a Tempur-Pedic Luxe Adapt or a Breeze mattress and get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Plus, with Steinhoffels 60-month special financing and free delivery, your new mattress is even more affordable. So shop Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Take a look at this. It's taken a German puzzle enthusiast 4.5 months to put together a 54,000-piece jigsaw puzzle he claims is the biggest in the world. Peter Schubert, who calls himself the Puzzle King, worked on it between 4 and 5 hours a day and once a week for a whole day. The puzzle Travel Around Art has 108 sections. It's 28 feet long, almost 7 feet high. It shows an art gallery complete with visitors admiring the walls, which are adorned with famous works of art. According to the Puzzle King, he's assembled around 430,000 pieces of jigsaw pieces in his life, and he still finds it thrilling.
That one is thrilling.
How do you have a space big enough for that?
That's incredible. Boy, jigsaw puzzles have really had a renaissance during the pandemic. They have newfound popularity.
Yeah, it's hard to get at some places.
That's true. That's really cool.
That's a big one. All right, Austin, a good day to put a jigsaw puzzle together.
Yeah, I would say it's a great day to put a jigsaw puzzle together. All week it has been, but tomorrow the sunshine will return. Just how long is that going to last before our next rain chance? We'll have another update coming up.
one-stop running shoe destination. Count on expert advice, the best fit, and a huge selection of the best name brands. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Buying your first home is the start of realizing bigger dreams with your family. That's why it's important to protect everything you love with American Family Insurance. Wait, what's that?
It's their dream car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's actually my dream car. And my little dream tire swing with some dream trees. There'd be a nice dream garden right here, too.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Rise and shine in the bedroom of your dreams, and thanks to Bob's discount, choose from 12 complete bedrooms for only $9.99. Like my Austin, just $9.99. My Spencer, just $9.99. My Louie, Mission Oak 2, Dalton, or Fusion, you guessed it, just $9.99. I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't give people Bob's discount on complete bedroom sets. Actually, my $9.99 bedroom sets are so comfy and cozy I'd sleep like a baby, but I'd wake up sad.
Get Bob's discount!
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off. And get free jump time at Knuckleheads. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Get spring sports savings with cleats from Rogan's. Right now, you'll save with 20% off on baseball, track, soccer, and football shoes. Cut into these savings at Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. Before we jump into the world of weather, just a quick traffic update. We did hear a report of an incident right along the Beltline. Now, this is westbound on the Beltline as well. 2 roads or lanes are currently blocked right now, but it does look like that is also slowing things down eastbound as well. So do keep that in mind as you do get ready to head out the door. Right now, again, we do have a pretty big slowdown on the Beltline right at Fish Hatchery Road. It looks like 2 westbound lanes are currently blocked. But now in the world of weather, it's been another cloudy day. I wish I had better news, more sunshine this week, but unfortunately, we just haven't seen it. Tomorrow is when we're going to see that sunshine returning here in full force, especially throughout these morning hours. Now, you look at our temperatures and wind. Temperatures are going to fall quite a bit here later on tonight, and it does look like those wind speeds are also going to pick up a little bit here in the overnight hours, generally remaining between around 10 and 15 miles per hour. You take a look at our current wind speeds, it's pretty much where they're already at right now. So not as windy as what we have seen. Still a little bit on the breezy side of things, however, here for even this afternoon. 24-hour temperature changes, nothing too dramatic, but we are a little bit cooler than yesterday. We do have some pretty warm days in the extended forecast, but we got to wait some time before we actually see the 60s returning on the 10-day forecast. Now, our temperatures currently, we're at 43 degrees in Madison. We did hit a high of around 44. Temperatures aren't bad, but they're not nearly as warm as what we have seen. Now, mild and warm conditions are on the horizon. We can almost taste it right now, 8 to 14 days out. There is a strong possibility that we are going to see above average temperatures actually lingering in that time frame. You look at the high temperature trend Monday and Tuesday of next week, we jump back into the lower 60s, a slight cool down after, and then we warm right back up the following Saturday and Sunday. We bring back the low to even mid 60s to the forecast. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to dry things out here. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook does show that we really are going to dry things out. So we still have a few more rain chances to get through, including tonight. And also on Saturday. Afterwards, we do look to dry things right back off. So that's great news here for us locally because we haven't seen much sun. We haven't seen those warm temperatures either. But the Doppler track does also show some more shower activity making its way into the area. So get ready. We are going to have to deal with those here before the day is done. More showers. And it looks like, look at this, tornado watch actually issued here far down to our south, even south of St. Louis. But this is packing a punch here, not so much locally, but for a lot of other communities, especially in southern states. But you look at our future track, this is going to bring back that next chance of showers after a bright and sunny Friday. On Saturday, even in the early morning hours, a few of those showers are going to make their way through. So Saturday, don't expect to stay dry. You are likely going to end up needing that umbrella once more. And then a quick peek here at your 10-day forecast. Again, the dry pattern and the big warm-up not too far away.
All right, looking good. Thank you, Austin. The U.S. vaccination rate is moving along swiftly, and many states are starting to open up eligibility to everyone 16 and up.
Wisconsin continues to do well in the race to vaccinate everyone. So where are we right now, and will we hit herd immunity by the summer?
UW Health's Dr. Matt Anderson joins us now with an update. Doctor, good to see you again.
Hi, Dr. Anderson. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Is Wisconsin moving fast enough to get everyone vaccinated quickly?
You know, I think that the data out there has shown that we as a state have done a great job of getting the shots that were given and getting those into arms quickly. So I think with the opening of the 1C population, we certainly have a lot of people who are eligible right now, and certainly the demand is there. So it really becomes a supply issue for us getting more vaccines so we can get more shots in arms.
And is there more supply now to meet the demand, do you think?
Supply's been increasing. We expect it to continue to increase further, and especially in the months of April and May. So when Johnson & Johnson really gets ramped up, I think we're going to see even more benefit from that. So really hopeful and anxiously awaiting that.
It's got to be encouraging to health professionals that there is so much demand, that people really want this.
Yeah, I think that people really do want it right now. I mean, we certainly had over 2,000 appointments that went very quickly here over the last 2 weeks each. So lots of people wanting to get vaccinated, and that's really going to be helpful for all of us as we lower the rates of community spread and really protect ourselves and protect each other.
Do you have some advice to give to people about regarding making an appointment for a vaccine? There's been some frustration for people trying to schedule their vaccine, and it's been more difficult than a lot of people imagined.
Yeah, I think the law of supply and demand is really alive and well there also, because we have a lot of people eligible and we just don't have the week-to-week supply at this point. So I anticipate that getting easier here over the next couple of weeks a little bit. The advice that I would have is really look at the multiple different ways and places that people can get vaccinated. That could be through a health system, that could be through a pharmacy. The best place to identify that is through the DHS Vaccine Finder on the Department of Health Services website. There also is a way that you can now register with the state registry. So like Public Health Madison, Dane County is pulling people off of that registry, and people are able to schedule and identify where they can get vaccinated for some. So I think it's really a multi-pronged approach, and staying persistent and patient through the process, because there are just more people who want the vaccine right now than there is supply.
If you had a crystal ball to look into, when do you think we might hit herd immunity in Wisconsin?
You know, hopeful that that would be sometime in the summer. I think we're probably at least a couple of months out from that, but we've made a lot of progress, and with supply increasing, I think that it's reasonable if we have to have the people who want to get vaccinated and have that continue. But if that's the case, I'd be hopeful that sometime in the middle of the summer or so, we could be pretty close to that.
Are we in a race right now between getting people vaccinated and variants? How concerned are you about the variants that are still out there?
You know, we've been really fortunate in Wisconsin that we haven't seen large transmissibility of variants going on, but it's certainly a risk that's there, and it's in the surrounding states. So there is a little bit of a race there. There's a lot of urgency to get as many people vaccinated as possible. And in the meantime, having people continue to mask and, you know, follow public health guidelines to help us keep the rates of community spread down, because we can't be letting variants take hold and really increasing our risk.
All right, just be patient and persistent to get those vaccine appointments made. Doctor, thanks for being with us today.
Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's Anniversary Appliance Blowout. Shop in-store or online and save up to 43% off in-stock special buys, like side-by-side fridges for $849 and special no-interest financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Start your year smiling at Aspen Dental with our biggest savings of the season. Now, during the Everyday Smiles event, you can save not 20%, but 30% off your treatment plan. Find exceptional care at every step, unparalleled safety at every visit, and flexible payment options for every budget. Get the services you need for less. With our biggest savings of the season. Don't wait. Offer ends soon. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book today at aspendental.com.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch-off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
Tonight at 5, a new report shows the number of inmates in Wisconsin's prisons dropped dramatically. We'll tell you the reasoning for the lowest population in the last 2 decades.
And we'll see some more rain showers tonight before the sunshine returns for Friday. That's going to lead to a weekend with overall mild temperatures. We'll look at your full-time day.
And then coming up tonight at 6, UW Chancellor Rebecca Blank shows optimism that students will be back in person this fall.
The live look at downtown Madison. Another cloudy, gray day, but the sun should come out tomorrow. That's the good news. The leaders of social media companies were in the hot seat on Capitol Hill today.
CEOs testified before Congress about misinformation on their platforms and how that could have played a role leading up to the attacks on the Capitol. Skylar Henry is in Washington with the story.
It's a simple question, yes or no. Were you aware of it?
The CEOs of Facebook, Twitter, and Google got a hostile reception from lawmakers when they testified virtually for the first time since the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Pennsylvania Democrat Mike Doyle questioned Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg about the spread of extremist groups on the platform.
How is it possible for you not to at least admit that Facebook played a central role or a leading role in facilitating the recruitment, planning, and execution of the attack on the Capitol?
I think that the responsibility here lies with the people who took the actions to break the law and do the insurrection, and secondarily, also the people who spread that content. Including the president, but others as well.
Zuckerberg also testified about Facebook's efforts to deal with misinformation. Twitter's CEO addressed how the companies handled the statements of specific users.
Ultimately, we're running a business, and a business wants to grow the number of customers it serves. Enforcing policy is a business decision.
Zuckerberg recommended reforming Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. It gives social media companies immunity from liability for content on their platforms. Changes in legislation seem likely, with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle dissatisfied.
Big tech has failed to be good stewards of your platforms.
Experts like Dr. Ethan Porter, an assistant professor at George Washington University, say changes first need to come from the company's leaders.
Even if you're skeptical about changing the rules or regulations, surely I think you want the norms to change to resemble standards of decency and civility that are useful for democracy.
And lawmakers are urging a standard for rules and accountability to prevent what happened on January 6th from ever happening again. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And all of the CEOs rejected blame that their platforms are responsible for the spread of the misinformation.
Well, still to come at 4, are you in the market for a new car? Have you won the lottery?
Well, up next, we go behind the wheel in the 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. We'll find out what the $440,000 sticker price will get you. That's when Live at 4 continues.
When you think about the businesses that have been most affected by COVID-19, restaurants are at the very top of that list. Alfredo, tell us the story of Bonfire. This all began back in 2009 for you. It's one of my favorite restaurants in town, so it's a true honor to sit here with you today.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. We wanted to do something that's kind of nice but casual. So we focus on a big bar, as you can see. Exhibition kitchen. We use a wood fire grill, so when you walk in, you can smell it.
What has it been like for you trying to own and operate a business during what the last year has brought with COVID-19?
It's been rough, it's been really rough. We had shut down for about 4 months. During that time, we lost a lot of good employees.
But thanks to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, those employees have a place to turn.
Well, the pandemic has really impacted on all of us. It's hit hardest those people especially from the restaurant industry. For them, just being able to keep a roof over their head or their heat and power on is an unaffordable luxury. Now more than ever, they need us. We want to give back to them, as does many of their neighbors, family, and friends who realize that at no fault of their own, they're struggling to survive.
Now, we've seen an uptick, in business, especially the last 3 weeks with vaccine coming out. People have been very generous to the staff, which is great.
Let's do a cheers to getting through this time and to a brighter tomorrow.
Right.
Cheers, Alfredo.
From Bonfire American Grill,
I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. You got it!
New 2021 Camry. Drive for only $199 a month.
You've been waiting, and it's back. It's the Ready, Set, Go sales event at East Madison Toyota with huge savings on new 2021 Camry. Just $199 a month, plus complimentary first month's payment. Ready to save big? Then go now to East Madison Toyota. New 2021 Camry. Drive for only $199 a month at East Madison Toyota off I-90 and 151.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought a piece of furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
And welcome back. One more peek here at our first warn traffic. We are still seeing that slowdown on the Beltline right now. We have heard a report of an accident right around Fish Hatchery Road, and that has really slowed down movement here on the Beltline, especially if you're traveling westbound. So do keep that in mind. That's the main concern right now in the Madison area. Taking a jump towards Janesville. I checked just a moment ago, and we're not seeing any issues. And now just another refresher, still not seeing any issues in the Janesville area. Currently, the one thing we're watching out for is that slowdown on the Beltline around Fish Hatchery Road.
All right, Austin, thank you. Well, there is no sugarcoating this. One of the most popular exhibits of the year at the Racine Art Museum is back for another year. It is the 12th annual International Peeps Art Exhibition at the museum. 138 pieces from different artists are on display. Because of COVID precautions, they're limiting the number of people to 15 who can see the show at any one time. So if you want to peep the peeps, you might want to call ahead. The display runs through April 7th. I don't know, Mark, looks like a road trip.
I think so.
Actually, some of the things they do with these peeps, it's really creative.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Well, over the years, we've gone behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in lots of cars, trucks, SUVs, even a three-wheeled motorcycle. And Harvey always has useful information and advice in helping you decide if a vehicle is right for you.
Well, not this week. Harvey pulled up with a car only the 1% of the 1% could even think of owning, but given the chance to check it out, why not? Presenting the 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. To Channel 3's front door never felt like this. I'll tell you, it feels like $1 million, or almost $500,000 in this case. $440,000.
That's right, $440,000 for this Rolls-Royce Ghost with all the options.
So what makes it worth that kind of money?
Well, it's really about three things. It's about the overall quality of the engineering, the legendary status of the Rolls-Royce brand name, and then just the incredible attention to detail throughout this car.
Details like the umbrella I'm holding. They're stored in the back doors in a heated compartment so they'll dry off after using them. Details like this Arctic white leather that's everywhere and not a blemish to be seen.
And that's because the hides that are used in this car come from a herd that is raised in the Alps above the tree line in an unfenced field. So there's no place for the bulls, and it's only bulls because they don't have stretch marks. There is no place for them to get blemishes on their hide. So they're perfect. It's silly, but that's what it takes to make it into a Rolls-Royce.
The Ghost is the entry-level Rolls. That's relative, I guess. Harvey says a lot of people do double takes when he drives by, not sure what it is at first. For a Rolls-Royce, the Ghost is kind of understated.
The styling on it is fairly clean. You know, you don't see a lot of embellishments on it, and that was intentional. They tried to make this more of a car that people can drive every day.
A select group of people.
A select group. We're talking about maybe 2,000 people a year in the United States buy a Rolls-Royce.
From the spirit of ecstasy who adorns the hood and hides away when the car's off, to the opulent interior, these automobiles are made by hand.
There are 2 robots in the Rolls-Royce factory, and they apply paint. That's it. Everything else is assembled by hand in the factory. They want to do it that way because the owners expect it that way. It's not better, it's not worse, it just is the way Rolls-Royce are built.
From the picnic tables in the back seat to the organ pulls on the vents, everything is just perfect. What looks like metal is metal, not plastic. From lamb's wool floor mats to a night sky above, the Starlight headliner.
There are 1,300 fiber optic lights in the headliner of that car, and you could have those arranged any way you want. You want them done like the night sky over the place you were born on the date of your birth? They'll do it for you.
Every car custom made just for you. It's a world of leather and wood, and it feels just right.
Want to go for a ride?
Let's go for a ride. There's really nothing else like this.
No, there really isn't. No car rides like this. No car drives like it. Now, you know, there are Bentleys and there are other high-end cars like the Maybach, but this is just at another level in terms of the ride quality. It's so quiet, so smooth. You know, you can't really describe it. You have to ride it.
But eventually, you have to go back to reality. Harvey's here now. That was a blast.
Yeah, it's, you know, I've been kind of angling to try and get a Rolls-Royce up here for a few years, and it just so happened they had this one in Chicago, and they were nice enough to lend it to us for 3 days, and I think I spent more time in that car than I did in my house for those 3 days.
What kind of reaction did you get from people driving that around town?
You know, people do. They look at it. They're like, wow, a Rolls Royce. Who's that? Who, you know, and you have to expect that when you own a Rolls Royce. You will have people look at you. You will have people come up to you when you stop. I've driven a number of them over the years, and almost every time I stop, someone comes up to talk about the car.
And they're pretty good cars underneath all of that luxury.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the V12 engine, the satellite-aided transmission, the self-leveling independent air suspension, all this stuff that makes it a really incredible car to drive for a luxury car. I mean, it's not a driver's car. It's not a sports car, but, man, it drives good.
You have to bring another one back up, and we'll look at the underneath the next time. How's that?
There you go.
And Harvey, you actually literally wrote the book on this, didn't you?
I did. I happen to have a copy of it right here. This book just came out last December. It is Rolls-Royce Motor Cars Making a Legend, and you can find it on Amazon and other websites and bookstores near you. So.
All right, Harvey. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Oh, no, thank you guys. It was a blast.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Great.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch-off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
I do all my shoe shopping at Rogan to choose from the huge selection and save. Plus, I can get my second pair half price now or save my receipt and get my second pair later. Rogan's makes saving easy.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the foundation for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to be a part of this community for 76 years. During our anniversary event, standard carpet installation is just $76. Carpet one room or your whole house, and we'll install it for only $76. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
Rogan's is your one-stop walking shoe destination. Count on expert advice, the best fit, and a huge selection of the best name brands. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's Anniversary Appliance Blowout. Shop in-store or online and save up to 43% off in-stock special buys, like side-by-side fridges for $849 and special no-interest financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Wisconsin makes millions eligible for the COVID vaccine. And this time, those with high-risk medical conditions are in.
They need it. They are anxious about this.
Madeline O'Neill finds out how state officials decide who goes next. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Hey folks, Friday morning we'll update the rain chances in your first warn forecast. Plus, Habitat for Humanity needs volunteers right now to help build some homes. Who's helping out in the meantime, and how Habitat is making its sites safer.
Welcome back. Taking a look here at your 10-day forecast. Again, looking pretty good for tomorrow with some sunshine returning. Then the rain showers will be back for our Saturday with a high of around 51. Warm temperatures do return here for the start of next week. Both Monday and Tuesday jump into the low 60s. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.